It is St. Ricketts, the Wednesday night version, the Catalyst, www.saintricketts.com. For 7 years, those dudes have been leading me into these programs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 100% live. It's Yo 2.0, our Wednesday night version of the Yo Show. And I'm pretty excited for this one. We have a double header of greatness. We got a great guest. And our guest co-host, you know, Wednesdays we do guest co-host. I put it out there again on Facebook. So, all right, who's in? And Melissa came around and said, I'm in. Wow. And a long time coming. I'd like to welcome our guest co-host for the evening. After many auditions to make sure I got her name right, is Melisa Beitat.
Beitat.
Did I get it?
You know my real last name, my maiden name, but yes, you got it. Beitat.
And you shared your maiden name, but you said you weren't going to do.
You don't know me as that name, because you knew me way back.
We do know each other from way, way back. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. First, I want to announce what we got going on in the program tonight. I met this dude just, a few weeks back. I was taking care of my automotive, and this young man's in the automotive business like I am. And my buddy introduced him. He said, this is Mitch. He's got a band. He said, how about it? Check them out. I'm like, this is awesome. Talked a little bit. I said, let's get on the show. And I know Melissa is an avid Philadelphia music fan from our years past. So I said, let's do it tonight. And we're going to welcome Legend of 91 around 8:30 tonight. Mitch is backstage. Been backstage practicing. Mitch and Melissa have been backstage practicing because internet chaos. Yes, internet chaos. We do not say that.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're
something like that. Yes. I'm very.
Yeah. You're not as tech.
There's
savvy,
a lag,
correct?
so I don't know if I'm talking over you.
There is. Okay. All right. There's. All right. I get it. Okay. A little bit of a lag, but while we have that, we're going to take a minute to meet Melissa, what she does and what she's been up to and how life goes. A little brief intro of Melissa for the folks at home with the lag.
Hey, so I'm Melissa. I grew up in Bucks County and lived in Philly for a little bit and living in Jersey now. Hate Jersey. Can't wait to move back to PA, but I got 3 grown daughters, 2 grandkids. It's awesome.
Wow. It kind of blows my mind.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me at all?
Lag. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, I can hear you.
Looks like it's gonna be okay. If it keeps lagging, maybe try bouncing out and coming back in. Sometimes that helps. I know you're nervous about bouncing out. I got it. But
okay.
Yeah. So me and Melissa, yeah, we've known each other.
Yeah, I'll never make it back in.
True. We worry about that. But yeah, me and Melissa go way back.
How many years?
How many years? A long. I don't even want to say the years. It's got to be in the 20s.
In our 20s, not like 20 years ago.
Right.
got to be
And
more
well, in
than
our 20s,
that.
wow. So
It was
this could be like,
1990,
wow, 30 some
1990-ish.
years. 1990. Wow. The good thing about the delay is I could say something totally awful, and then it'll take Melissa a second or two to catch up to before she actually drives over my house and knocks me out for some of the things that will come out of my mouth. See
I
how
would
well
never
that
do
works?
that. I'll just say
All
something even
right,
worse back to you.
we're old. Thank you, brother.
Hey, that's not nice.
He's a regular. JD gets away with that stuff because he's here all
I
the
don't
time
feel
with us.
old.
But right, exactly. I mean, I do this to kind of keep me young, and watching these young bands play music keeps me young, and just getting out there and the occasional little headbang and mosh, you know, old but beautiful. I thank you for that. Quite a sentiment.
Oh, oh, that's nice.
It is nice.
I don't
Sometimes
look
he's
my
nice. He's
age.
got his moments. No, you don't. I remember, again, going way back, and Melissa was friends with my girlfriend at the time. And like most men in their late teens, early 20s do, you check out the girlfriends. And Melissa was just like that one. I used to love when you used to come around, and all my teenage buddies all had a crush on Melissa. You were like the cool one. You were like the badass chick, the no nonsense. And like all the girlfriends, like every time Melissa
Yeah.
comes around, all the guys change. We did. We all changed our personality to act
No
cooler
way.
and more mature. We did. I swear to God.
It didn't work. I'm just saying it didn't work.
Oh, I know it didn't work.
And then
Well
I moved
aware.
in with you.
Yes, you did. Then you moved
And then I
in.
moved in with your girlfriend at
Yes. My wife is in the house. Little kiss from my wife. And
the
right, I actually found somebody
time.
that would actually tolerate me long enough and actually live with me the rest of her life. God bless her. But back then was
Right?
unique.
You did
Right, you
well.
would. Thank you. I did very well. Thank you. I still can't believe it myself. Um,
You did.
But back then, yeah, like you moved in together, you were roommates, and we would hang out, and I'd see a lot of you, and those were cool times, and they were easier times, of course, right? Well, I mean, there were still bills to pay, and we started adulting, but it was a fun time to
Oh,
adult.
God, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, nobody really cared
Yeah,
about
it was.
all that
It's definitely
intangible.
different than it is now.
Yeah, nobody cared about who you voted
Hi, puppy.
for and who you prayed to and who you posted on what. None of that mattered. What just mattered was, hey, let's hang out. Let's have some beers and make stupid videos and that weird shit we used to do back then.
Yep.
I miss it though. I do.
I
But
do too. It
so
was,
yeah,
growing up back then, it was a good time. It was a good time to grow up. Like I wouldn't change my childhood or my teen 20 years for anything. It was less complicated. It's so complicated now, and it was just a good time. We had fun. We did stupid shit.
yeah, we did. We lived more or less like we were in. Again, without social media, there wasn't that second to second. This one's doing this. So we would do it. We'd fuck around and find out. And then a couple days later or a week later, you found out who from your friends knew and didn't from word of mouth.
Very true.
Yeah, but there was a difference back then. And like I said, we had great times when
Yeah.
you lived with my ex. We would hang out at times when she was working. We went to grab something to eat or just hang out around the house and shoot the breeze. Even then, like I said, you were slightly older, a little more cool and mature. So I sat there kind of like a nervous dope, and you were just kind of running the house and putting me in my place.
It's only 2 years.
Right, but it's back then it seemed different because remember when you go from
Right?
like I think I might have been 18 or 19. When you go to like 19 to 21, that's like a massive world of difference. You don't think so? I thought so.
I
It
think I
seemed
lost
very
you.
different. Oh, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Wait. I sometimes I can't hear you. I
Okay.
don't know.
Might have been a good thing.
Internet in New Jersey, it sucks like everything else.
It's internet everything. This, like I said, we always say that live happens and life happens. So we just come out and we let it rip and we do what we can. But like I said, back then, like we would hang out, go to places, grab something to eat, drink, etc. And like I said, we talk about age difference. It's only 2 years. Being a 19-year-old guy and you being like a 21-year-old woman was like a world apart. It was like night and day. It was like you were in a different echelon of growing up that I was. It seems so different. Not me personally, but like men, women, teenagers, 21. That was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that age, 18, you can't go to bars. 21, I'm like, oh, well, not that I wasn't going before I was 21, but you can legally go out and go to the bars and have a good time, and you know, couldn't get in with a certain of my group of my friends, which was unfortunate, but we managed. We still had a great time.
We definitely managed. And John Thompson is in the house. Can't believe you found Melissa. I found Melissa quite a long time ago. Every once in a
I
while we just throw a
remember
chill out.
him.
Oh yeah, JT still doing well.
That's awesome. Hey, I remember him
And it
and
was
Adam.
Adam. Yeah, we
Mark.
really don't.
Right,
We
was there
don't do a lot of Adam stuff. Mark, he's married with kids. Adam's married, and um, but they said when you go back and JT remembers just some of the times there was such a difference because you were like this woman that was like too cool for us. Like you had a couple of years of difference, and we're like, man, just blown away by it. And to answer JT's, I found Melissa on here a few years back. Every once in a while, we're just like, hey, what's up? Hey, Ben, what's going on? And
Right.
then one night it started snowing. She's like, I want to come to your house. I want to meet your wife, come to your house and get drunk. I don't know why it got bad real fast. We ended up not doing that, but it's always on
Right.
the table.
Good.
It's JT, it goes for you too. It's always on the table. That's pretty wild that he checked out. But yeah, I'm happy to have found you because I love looking back at
Yes.
some great years.
Yeah, it's good to reminisce, and half the stuff I don't remember, though, to be honest. I mean, whether or not it's because my brain is going or I was too drunk at the time to remember.
No.
So who knows? But the things I do remember, yes, it was fun.
It was fun. I mean, we got wild sometimes, rowdy. Like I know, right?
Me?
You, yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. I remember, like, again, when you go talk about like the cool side to like the regular guy side, we would go places and I'd hold the door for Melissa, and she'd be like, "Nah, dude, you're not
go.
holding the door for me. Get out, right? Just go." And I'm standing like, "No, you understand?" You're like, "Yeah, I do understand." No,
Right.
and I'd have to let the door go and let her open herself and walk in.
I got it. I can do this myself.
Yeah, you were always that way, and definitely that way with us. Like, look, dudes, I got it. There was never a moment we worried about anything when you were around.
True. It's still
Yeah.
like that. People don't have to, worry. I'm, still kind of like the guardian of friends and family, and somebody messes with my kid. That's, ooh, something like that. Yeah, it carried over. It's the red
Right.
hair.
Do you ever look now? This might come out wrong, and God forbid, it's certainly not meant to be. But do you ever like look at your daughters now and look back at yourself and like, oh God, I hope they're not doing this and that and this and that?
Well, I know they are.
Oh,
My youngest talks to me all the time. We talk about stuff. She just graduated Bloomsburg University,
congratulations!
and
Awesome.
she was in a sorority. So I've heard some stories. Yeah, she's probably going to be mad at me, but so I know she has a little wild side like me. The other two are a lot calmer.
God bless them.
Yep.
But there was always like there's fun in any way you make it, and it's not. I don't want people to sit there and think we were breaking the law every night of the week. We just got a little rowdy. We had a lot of laughs, and we would go eat and be goofy, and just kind of like again be yourself. So there's nothing
Right.
not like we were robbing banks and stealing stuff from convenience stores.
No.
At least not big things.
Um, Slurpees, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was just back then. It was just us being silly, like doing things to make each other laugh, and not like it is now. Like people do stupid shit that they think is going to make everybody laugh, and it's like, really, why would you do that?
Right.
So
That's
again, easier times.
definitely easier times. And but the one thing that is going back a little bit nostalgic is I talk about the local music scene, the
Yeah.
Philly music scene, etc. And a lot of these young bands are kind of doing it like they did back in our day. And me and Melissa were talking about some of the places before we got on, and we'll talk to them a little bit more later. Melissa was around for your famed 19th previous birthday speech. Yes, my 20th birthday, where I got on video camera and said probably about 1,000 times about my 19 previous birthdays.
Oh my God. I
And
see. I don't remember that.
I do, because I snuck a birthday smooch.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that's the year. Wow. And
Awesome.
pretty sure JT was one that was like, "You realize you just did that in the middle of the room, right?" And I'm like, "What?"
In front of
Yeah.
your girlfriend.
In front of my girlfriend. Yeah.
And my roommate.
Very weird how life goes on. Anyway.
Thank you for bringing that up, Don.
Yeah, he really didn't. I kind of, well, he didn't, and I just annexed from there. All right, so this is a perfect opportunity to play a song. How about it?
Absolutely.
Let's play something from tonight's guest, Legend of 91. And I want to start out with this one called Haze.
This
It's
might be
great
cool.
music. Yeah, I love this one. I love this one. Haze is the song. It's about 3 minutes long. We'll play it here. Enjoy. We'll come back in a few minutes on the Yo Show with our special guest co-host, Melissa Baytot.
Got it.
Well done. I'm getting better by the second. And more fun stories. John,
Okay.
call everybody in the comment section. Let's go. All right, here we go. Haze by Legend of 91 right here on the Yo Show.
Look at me now, caught in a haze. Been looking lately at the world sideways. Nothing fun ever happens in this town. Give me a reason not to shut it down. Lights go out, the carnival goes up in flames.
awesome, awesome tune. And as I said, I predicted you would forgot to take yourself off mute.
Okay, I'm here. That was awesome. I love the laugh, the evil laugh at the end. Sounds like
me too.
Someone I know.
Ooh, that's not me, folks.
No.
But a cool song, Haze. Great song. I got to meet this dude pretty much like 2 weeks ago, and just that fast. We shared information, started listening to his music, and I know I talked, like I said, I put it up on Facebook about guest co-hosts, and Melissa answered right away. She's like, sooner the better. So I'm like, February 7th. And she said, great. Who's on? I'm like, God, nobody. So I went out to Mitch. I'm like, Mitch, how about it? How about we do it sooner than later? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I was happy to have Melissa do a music show.
Yeah, this is cool. My first one.
Right, your first one, and hopefully not your last one, no matter what.
No, I'll do this again. Are you kidding? This is great.
Now that the lag is gone, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it great? Here's the lag.
I can actually hear when you're making fun of me now.
Well, there's no fun to be made. You're fantastic. One of my favorite people ever of my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I hope you know that, because yeah, we used to have like really good times back in the day. And like I said, it was like you were, like I said, with a slight age difference, you were the teacher of things. Not like that, pigs. Hang on.
You learned
not like that. But the teacher of like worldly things, like just being yourself, being cool, not worrying about what people said, just kind of hanging out and being yourself. I did learn some of that from you. I definitely did.
Back then I had the coolest job. I was doing loss prevention for Wanamakers down in Northeast Philly, remember? Yeah. And like, I thought I was such a badass then. And we'd walk around and we'd chase shoplifters and fight in the parking lot. And back then you could do all that kind of stuff and knock them over the head with a radio and, whatever it took. So I did, I kind of got that attitude, my attitude partly from my job. And I think being the youngest of 6 girls also helped, I had to survive that. So my attitude comes from many things.
Mostly things that you have conquered. And that's why I look now, and I see you have daughters, and I joke around about, like, do you ever see yourself? But there was a side of you that wasn't out as often, because like I said, at that age, you got to maintain your outlook. There was a kind of sweet side, a very cool side. Well, there was always a cool side, but there was definitely a sweet side deep inside. Now to see you as a mom and seeing some of the great stories you share about your daughters, it's freaking cool. You come a long way, and I'm glad we've stayed in touch. And
yes,
I wouldn't trade like you said, I wouldn't trade a second of it.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's a shame that, life kind of got in the way, and, Mimi and I, weren't friends anymore or something. I don't even know what happened, but, life happened, and Facebook is a wonder. It got, us talking again. It got me and so many people from back in way back years, LeComp years and the cell block years, and talking again, right? So
the cell block. Yes.
I will give Facebook a thumbs up for that one, but that's about it. I won't give them anything else.
Well, times definitely changed from the beginning for everybody when they first get on and said, okay, let's start finding names. And you start firing through high school people, and then people you work with now to see who else they know from work, and then people you remember from back in the day to see who they remember. And I think, I don't remember exactly how I found you again, but somehow I ended up on a Memories of Ben Salem Facebook page, and everybody thought I was a Ben Salem alum and would invite me to all the Ben Salem shit. I'm like, what? The hell is this?
You wish.
I know, right? I do wish. But that's where Mimi went, and right. I guess I got associated through Ben Salem, and I'm like, no idea. I think I've seen you people maybe twice in my life. Well, right. Some of them, most of them, twice in my life.
Oh, what, for reunions and stuff, or
no? Just when I was younger. Now I see them. Well, I saw them a lot when I was single. I was hanging out with these people a lot.
It's funny because I didn't know Mimi in high school. I didn't know her in high school. We were 2 years apart. I ended up working at the same place as her, Living Well Lady, throwback.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Yes. I mean, yes, I taught aerobics. The soreness. I'm just, you know what I mean.
I get you.
The jumping. So yes, that was where her and I originally met, and then realized that we went to high school together, had some of the same, people that we knew, but not really same friend group. But and then we just clicked from there.
Holy shit, living well, lady. Oh
Who
my god!
remembers that?
Because she had a ton of jobs. She was like
Yes.
a DJ for the pros or worked for the pros in marketing or something like that, and worked at Living Well Lady and
Mhm.
Sally Beauty Supply
Oh
and
yeah, and
Ah,
I think we worked at No Name clothing store in the mall together.
really? Oh wow, that
Clothing
really.
store. Yes, long like this. I had a lot of jobs in the '90s too, so I mean it was chaos. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of them.
So for people who are watching live and those who watch recorded afterwards, because people do both, um, one of these days I got to try and find an old picture of Melissa or Mimi. They had the hair. I mean the hair. And if you're in our age bracket, the hair was the shot. I loved the high hair.
Yeah, actually, somebody shared a picture of me, her, and I think it was Adam
Oh
sitting on a
shoot.
sofa. I thought it was you. I might have it. I'm going to look while we're talking because
Okay.
it's pretty funny.
Back then, like I said, for the younger generation that comes across YouTube, you didn't really get it. Back then, it was all about hairspray and the curls and the higher the hair,
Yeah.
the hotter the girl. I'm telling you, I used to get so into that. And Lisa, we talked about Empire Rock Club, and you
Oh,
would drive by the Empire on the weekend, and there'd be a line of them, one hair higher than the next, and all us
yeah.
young guys just be like, "Oh my god, that was
Smell the
the spot."
fumes from Aquanet above
Yeah.
their heads. So much fun. The fashion back then, that was awesome.
Uh, oh my god, it was too. That other store, what's that other store, Rainbow or something like that, used to have the cool shirts.
Oh, Rainbow. Isn't that still
So,
around?
is it real? Oh my god.
Honestly, I think it might be some places, but there was another one back in the day. Fashion Bug. Fashion Bug was a
Yeah,
place.
Fashion Bug, and there was
Yep.
another guy's store in the mall, all the way in the corner, men's
Oh,
clothing. I can't remember. I used to buy a
had the
lot of stuff there.
Z Cavaricis.
Yeah, oh man, Z Cavaricci's. I wish I had one pair.
You did it?
I did. I mean, now I wish I had
Oh,
one pair now.
right? Like, give me some Jordache. They fit good.
Right, Jordache and
Sergio Valente.
oh my God, you're really bringing back the memories of all of them.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
just telling everybody how old we are.
Right, exactly. And again, the high
42.
hair, the high
Yes,
hair also came with the great clothing.
this is true.
I have some of those pictures from Adam's basement with me. Oh my God, if you can
Do it.
send one on Facebook or text me one, and
Do it.
I'll put it up to the screen because I gotta see.
Yes, I know. I'm looking, trying not to like not pay attention, but I want to find that picture. I just don't even know on my phone where I saved it.
Not a
Anyway,
problem. And
you know me and technology, so
exactly. So we got time, and we give JT time to find some because Mitch will be out in a minute or two, and we're going to ask just some questions in chats. I mean, Melissa's
Cool.
like first ever little interview, John. So we're excited for that. And then afterwards, we'll play a song, and then we'll get back into some pictures if we get them. I'm very excited. I'm going to keep my eye just peeled to my my Facebook Messenger just in case. But yeah, man, I was like, it was the days of the rolled up pants for the guys and
yes.
the high hair for the girls. I was
Yes.
just so, well,
Did you have those wrestling shoes? All the guys were wearing them wrestling shoes.
yeah, I used to wrestle in high school. So I had wrestling shoes and I had Jordans and I still have a pair of Jordans today. So that,
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's what I remember, the wrestling shoes. I don't know what I wore on my feet back then. I can't remember. Probably high heels all the time, knowing me.
probably.
As
Because it
if
wasn't
you
really,
never went in my closet and looked.
wow. Jeff blushes live on the Yo Show.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, you got me. I knew it was coming. It actually took longer than I thought. But
There's that lag. I'm good now.
right, the lag is over. So now it all just comes shooting straight out.
I'm in trouble
All
now.
right. Well, actually, I'm going to be spared for a little bit because let's do our guest.
Absolutely.
You know, talking about Saved by the Bell. Wow. Man. Our guest tonight is the awesome singer of the band Legend of 91. We played one of their songs out here, Haze, already. And I said, just meeting this guy a couple weeks ago, I'm already that much into the music. I'm like, how about bring it to the show? And he said yes. And Melissa's here to help me out. Let's welcome from the band Legend of 91, our good friend Mitch Kohler. Mitch, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing, Melissa?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for listening to my music and have me come chat, Jeff. Sounds good. Liking
Absolutely.
it so far.
No, your picture comes out clear, nice audio, no lag like we had early on, but looks great and sounds great. But really, thanks on kind of short notice to come on. And when I like the fact that we've been doing this show now for about 7 years, close to between the two nights, close to 400 episodes. People now say, "Hey, here's my friend. He's a musician. Have at it." I love that about the whole scene. Talk to us a little bit about that, though, because you know you're a musician. You also got like a regular job during the day. But when people say, "Hey, this is a great musician. Listen to him," how does it make you feel inside? It's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean it feels good. A lot of my friends like the music, and we played in this band. I'm actually wearing my old band shirt. It's a stupid picture of me on a bike. We used to have our friends, and it's just funny. Like I'd even hear things like people ran into my friends at concerts and festivals wearing this shirt and another shirt, and they'd recognize you. And then I'd hear a story how someone knew Mitch that they ran into, or like that band. And so yeah, it's always fun. Now this is a new thing we're doing with the old drummer, John, and it's turned out good so far.
Very cool.
Yeah. So but yeah, when someone plays your music, it's like it's kind of annoying and also kind of rewarding because you like listening to it too. There's nothing better than listening to your own stuff, or like I guess if you're an artist and you paint a picture, like staring at your own work, kind of thing. It's kind of selfish and rewarding.
There's nothing
Some
wrong
people
with
have told me to keep this a secret. For some reason, that was the response I got, was to keep it a secret. Like sending me emojis like I don't know. Is it good, or do I sound like I'm not really a singer? So I think it sounds a little weird sometimes, but I think the response has been good. So
that's awesome.
I listened to it for the first time today.
Oops, sorry.
Where'd it go? And
I had my mic disconnected. Sorry about that.
All right, we're good.
We can still hear you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I listened to it for the first time today when Jeff sent it over to me. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I'm not a big, I'm a big country girl. Jeff knows that, but I have a diverse tasting of different music, and I really liked it. I saw myself, so I'm sitting there, okay, this is really good. And there's a lot of local music out there that everybody's like, oh yeah, you got to hear this. They're great, and you listen to it, and you're like, well, they're nothing really special. But
yeah,
there's
you get that a lot.
Distinct about you guys and your playing, and I had said something to Jeff about it. Kind of brought me back a little Green Day, but better, if I can say that.
Yeah,
you can.
It has the pop and the punk
right
kind of mix. I've heard everything from Good Charlotte to guy I work with calls me Sum 41, whatever.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's the stuff we grew up listening to, like kids my age, and when we were 12 to 20 years old, we liked all that pop punk rock. It's a little tough getting away from it, to be honest, because I'm not trying to do that on the next batch of songs. And these were some of these songs I wrote a while ago, and I was just like, I want to get them recorded to see how they sound. John, will you help me out? And he was like, yeah, I'll help you out.
Nice. When did you start writing?
You should know this. So I used to draw. I was like a really good artist as a kid, and I used to do all these effed up horror pictures. I was into R-rated gory movies and stuff from 6 years old when I first saw Scream, my babysitter. I was into drawing that stuff. And I have Tourette syndrome. I got it when I was 10. I lost my ability to write, long story short. So I used to end up destroying my pictures, spitting on them, ripping them up. And I coincidentally picked up a guitar, or someone showed me a guitar, or I must have seen it somewhere listening to Limp Bizkit and Blink-182, and I just was able to learn guitar. But I learned righty, so I don't know if that helps. Like maybe kind of reversed my brain to not, it wasn't my dominant hand. I was using the opposite kind of thing going on. So it took a while to do that, but I was always able to not have tics and OCD when I get really into playing. And I think that's the one thing that's kept afloat all these years. So
amazing.
So yeah, I've been doing it 20 years. Yeah, 20 years
Wow.
to answer your question. I've been writing
cool.
music for like 20 years.
Do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 30. I just turned 32.
Okay, my oldest is 32.
He looks. Your oldest is 32. We're going to talk about that later.
My oldest is 31.
We look good for 32. I had you pinned as a young guy, and I say young.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, 30s is still young.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'd rather
hear.
hear, hey, you look 26, because when I'm 50, maybe I'll.
Right?
I got that at work the other day. There's a new girl. She's like 20. And she said, "What are you like, 57, 58?" I was like, "Oh my god."
I love that. I love
The,
that.
the crush, Mitch. The crush. So, tell us about Legend of 91, the name and the aura, and what it means to you. What it's going to mean to us when you guys take off.
So Legend of 91 was a term named after a medicinal cannabis strain I had one time.
Wow.
Love it
And
already.
I was born in 92. I'm not born in 91. But if you look at articles related to the year 1991, they kind of talk about it as like a music. Like I didn't intend to this, but it's more interesting than hearing it's named after some weed strain. That's not really. But 1991 was like a interesting time for like hair metal going into grunge.
Yeah.
You had Nirvana. You had like obviously Smashing Pumpkins with Gish. You had Rob Zombie doing White Zombie. It was like an interesting time for rock music, and so that's what I kind of like people to think about when they listen to this, even though it's not quite as grungy as the stuff from that era. That's the stuff I like, at least. We like that that shoegazy rock and
Nice.
new metal stuff,
Very cool.
Yeah,
Well,
so a lot of these songs were inspired. They're not like about girls. I think the one song, I Don't Think I Love You, is about a fictional person I haven't met.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of like describes my life too.
I love it.
And the song Oxygen, when you listen to the song Oxygen, that's about quitting cigarettes and smoking. I have a really bad smoking habit I've picked up the last 15 years. And I just always come back to it. And someone asked me, like, why do you smoke? And like, as I'm smoking, I can't even answer it. Like,
I mean, I used to smoke when I was younger too. And it was like, now, I mean, I haven't smoked for 30 years, but back then it was just, it was a thing to do. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't not enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, it's just like, it's a thing to do. I don't like chewing gum. It makes me kind of nauseous and sick to my stomach. So I got to find something else to replace it with. I know I can think of a healthy vice eventually.
Is there any? Is that this thing?
Yeah.
You know what they say? Everything you enjoy and is fun is not good for you. And what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I've been getting that wee French yogurt. My boss had it, and I was like, "Ooh, glass in a glass jar, like it's a petite yogurt. It's got fruit on the bottom, and check it out. OUI, I think it's pronounced wheat."
Interesting.
I'm writing it down because I need some kind of goodness in my life because everything I do
I'm
is
like,
bad.
I'm like
Everything I eat is
cheesesteak
bad.
pizza guy half the time. Raising
Right?
Cane's chicken. It's bad.
Oh, you right up my alley. So, describe what you see from the local music scene in Philly. Like I said, when Melissa and I were growing up, it was everywhere and it was huge.
Yeah.
And now us here on the show and some other people are trying to bring it back. What's it like to you right now as far as the Philly music scene and what's coming out right now?
I've been out of touch with it for a long time, especially even before COVID. But I can tell you, like around 2015, the local, like all the punk rock shows and the straight edge hardcore punk stuff that like everyone in their young 20s were doing, like it was all out of Drexel and UPenn, and they used to have house shows and stuff, and that was from like 2010 to like, or 2012 to like 2015, 2016. And then I thought everything kind of died off. I thought that was the end of it. But apparently I've been discovering some bands from like the Midwest and other stuff that had local music scenes that were going on into it all the way into COVID. And it looked like COVID kind of killed everything for a while. So it's just kind of slowly coming back. I feel like it's just starting to come back now.
That's good. Because
local
music is the way to go. Especially in Philly.
Yeah, there's a lot of great music. I follow some bands. I don't know too many of the good local. There's a band called Sweet Pill someone introduced me to from Philadelphia. I think that's getting some notoriety. Sweet Pill. And then you got Doubtful, which is a No Doubt cover band my friend Max and my other buddy's sister sings in. They just met No Doubt like not too long ago, like the other day or something. They came to their show. And I heard No Doubt's getting back together for some reunion show.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
I don't follow the band too much. They're always on the showrooms.
Yeah. I love some Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
So do I. Probably in a totally different way, but yes.
You never know.
Yeah. All right. Breaking news. So obviously we kind of got a feel for kind of your inspirations, the kind of bands you mentioned, which is very cool too. Growing up, dude, did you really feel this was going to be for you? You're like, I'm going to pick up the guitar, and then now you're writing music. And I always say, if you write music, you play an instrument, you get on the stage anywhere, you're a rock star. You're starting to feel that a little bit, like you got that confidence. I could be a rock star.
I've always said I've been the same person since I was like a little kid. Like I kind of never grew up, and don't kind of allow myself to kind of like I can see it's there and I feel it's there, and I'm not totally interested in the things I used to be, but I never envisioned like playing music like more than a hobby. When I joined my first band at a high school, it was just because my friends asked me. I was kind of giving up on playing. I always wanted to be Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit with the face paint, and doing the almost Tom Morello stuff, but with the pedal board. And now it's just like a hobby. I've gotten a lot better at guitar, I think, in the last few years. Just locked myself in my room playing when I was looking for work and stuff. And now that I'm good to go, it's just time to like actually make projects. I got the gear to do it. I saved up. I got a few pedal boards here. They're just like effects boxes you can step on to make. If you don't know what a pedal, anyone who doesn't know what a pedal board is, you can Google it.
And you're self-taught? You self-taught on the guitar?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a number of lessons, but you learn a lot from just watching other people play. You start to connect. The hardest part is making sense of the notes and the numbers. It's all math, and knowing that something restarts somewhere else, and like it's a little bit higher pitch or it's a lot lower pitch.
Right.
There's a lot you can do. Just when you think you're running out, you see someone do something. It's so inspiring. I've been writing little songs since I was like 10 years old. I used to have pages. Obviously before phones, but like written down of like songs, because I'd see like you go into like FYE or like you remember the store The Wall?
Oh yeah, God, I remember The Wall. God,
The Wall black carpet.
So I'd see like Sugar Ray and Cottonmouth Kings and all these CDs, and I'd look in the back. I didn't quite know what ICP was until like a few years ago, and I'd see all that stuff, and it was just like inspiring. Like I don't know, just the aesthetic of it. Didn't even have any songs written. It was just like, what if I did? What would it look like?
Wow.
And always creating, always thinking.
That's good.
Yeah, always kind of blinded by the imagination.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. Because when I was a teenager, you talk about locking yourself in a room to practice. When I was a teenager, I locked myself in a room for different reasons. And instead of writing things down on paper, I used to try to see how many words I could spell on my calculator. Boobs. Boobless, that's what I was doing. So it's inspiring, man. Right?
Yeah,
and
we all
here we are.
Different paths, life takes us in different directions.
Lucky you. In Jeff's direction.
You're always welcome as a host on the Yo Show, Mitch, if it goes silent.
Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind.
By the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like it's going to go sideways. So it sounds good. What's your favorite place to play in Philadelphia?
Favorite place we played? We played this one bar that was open for like. So when I say played, I haven't played any shows yet with Legend of 91. It's me and the drummer, John, my longtime buddy John. and he's got a baby on the way,
Oh,
and we're trying to finish like the second album of songs. I'm trying to get it done by the spring so I can kind of take my time throughout the fall and push it the way it deserves.
right.
But we got this other new album out that we just put out in December. Like I said, these songs you're hearing tonight. But sorry, what was your question again, Jeff? I veered off.
Melissa,
Where
yeah,
you
Melissa,
live.
Melissa, I'm
Where's your
sorry,
favorite place
Melissa.
to play? Like,
Favorite place to
play-
play was we played WKDU radio station one time, Rebel Rock Bar that opened up in somewhere in Philadelphia for a very short period of time. These were my Scuzzbot days when we played
Yes, but
the Philly house shows. We got to play Golden Tea House before that closed down. I don't know if you ever heard of that. We got to play in Westchester for Narios. They call it Fens now. I think it's still there. We packed that place out in Westchester a
that's
couple
a good
times.
place to play.
Yeah, we packed that out. Like it holds like 100 people or something.
Yeah.
I remember
Wow.
promoting it at college when I was there for 2 years in 2015, 2014, and it was so fun. I played my acoustic show there in 2016. So those are just a few. It was mostly the house shows we played, and if I had a chance to do anything with this, I've been practicing with my buddy Tyler Marie, and we're gonna do an acoustic duet in the spring or summer or fall. Hopefully something
Very
works
good.
out. So we'll do that. We just won't be doing the full band stuff for a while unless I really get an offer with people to want to do it. It's a lot of work.
I'm
If you
sure.
can
that's very
imagine.
cool.
It sounds like it was, and it turned out great. So,
Thank you.
congratulations on that. It's
Yeah, keep it up.
Very
I
good.
know the new place on, well, it's not new. It's been around a few years. If you're looking for like a duet for acoustic, Tavern on Pine in Huntington Valley does
Okay.
acoustic nights. And a
Tavern on
couple
Pine.
friends of mine from Stealing Society did an acoustic show there about a month ago. And
I remember
great
Stealing
turnout.
Society. That's Joey Cito, right?
Yeah, they're still around. Love me some Joey Sita. That's my man. Shout out
Yeah,
to those guys.
Yeah, he I didn't know he was into music till after I graduated college. I was in communications, and he might have been too. Or maybe he was in fitness or something. I don't know. But I remember seeing him a lot, like at parties and stuff. And then I saw he had a band like a year ago. I'm like, oh, congrats! And,
Yeah, really good. And like I said, I'll shoot you the word next time we check them out. We're trying to get him to do our Fuse show as well. He might have been to fitness because Joey's got a little bit of buffness to him. He's a good looking guy. We could say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like a male model.
He is. Shout out to Joey Sita. There you go, Melissa. We'll check him out the next show.
just kidding.
That I don't know. Well, we'll find out, of course.
Nice. So, what kind of things are you said you're working on? Getting together with the drummer and
Yeah, so the drummer and I are gonna finish another album. So if you notice, there's a pretty girl on the cover of the album, kind of screaming for her life. She's gonna be she's gonna be featured, yeah, on the second album in a different color and fashion.
Look like my wife when I
that
proposed.
reminds me of like the old Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
Yeah,
Remember?
maybe, yeah.
Jeff would know that one, huh? Definitely.
definitely. Yeah, I love it.
And then they did the yellow and red, and yeah, it's cool.
Mhm. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that has November Rain on it.
Yeah, use your illusion. Right.
The double CD, yeah.
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. A little less. It's gonna be poppy, but it's not gonna be as. It'll be more thought out this time. So that's what we're playing, and a mix of the new and the old songs for the acoustic shows, and just do like a 20-minute set. You know, promote it well. Do a couple of those in the fall. And, yeah.
If you
what
could
happens.
play any place in Philly, what would be the ideal place for you to play?
Right now, if we're talking about the duo, not full band, I'd say let's do like a low key coffee shop, like something like underground. Like I know they have a place in Peddler's Village in New Hope. There's like that has like an underground bar, like something
Oh,
quaint, you know, like a Dog and Bull in Bristol kind of place.
Yeah, now we're
Not
talking.
quite.
Yeah,
See, now you're
Like, I
Bucks
know Dog
County.
and
I know
Bull's
that.
What's
yeah,
that?
we know that. We know Bucks County, so yeah, that's
Yeah, so like Dog and Bull's an option. I was gonna do it with this other singer-songwriter I know, this guy Mike Gray. I was gonna do like maybe a acoustic night between the two of us and get one, maybe like a folk band or something. I don't know, something where it wouldn't be totally out of color. Like no one wants to be hanging there some punk band screaming in their ear while they're drinking their beer. Like,
True.
yeah,
And there's a
after
lot of
seeing
places
two,
in Bucks County that do acoustic. Even like a early acoustic type thing, 7 to 9, not the later type stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not in there anymore. I'm not in Bucks County anymore, but I still know a lot of the places and have a lot of friends in the music area industry over there.
Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm just looking for a spot. I want to promote something myself and help book it, but just I had a roommate in college, and he always booked like the shows like 6 months in advance. He knew who was playing what, and when it came time to promote it, he would, you know, and he'd walk around town with flyers stapled to his sweatshirt so people could take them off.
Great
And then
idea.
he'd have like 150 people show up at a venue at a VFW or something, and
Nice.
he's got a bar rented out for people who want to drink, and there's 7 bands, and it's a big event. Like, if you do it right, it can be done well.
Right. He must
Sure.
have been a marketing major.
He's in IT now. Believe it or
That's
not.
even better now.
Right, it's even better. You're not kidding.
He
there.
would have been, yeah. He would have
So-
been good at that.
So, like, a lot of your songs are short, minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever, crisp, right to the point. Love it. And then, of course, it's kind of perfect. And I don't know if this was your goal. It's kind of perfect for the social media generation. Short attention span. All right, let me listen to the song. All right, 2 minutes, and I'm moving around.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that like the perfect angle?
Yeah,
Do you think
you know what's
social
funny?
media
The guy-
really pumps it up?
Well, the guy who brought all our music out gave me some tips, and his name's Ant Mass. He lives in Trevose area where we kind of recorded the
alright.
vocals, and he mixed all the drums and everything and mixed the album for us. He's gonna do it again. I'm gonna have him do it again, and he helped on background vocals and some guitar work too. Not like a ton, but like a little, like really made it pop. And the one thing, I'm sorry, I keep veering off again.
Sounds like me.
I veered off a little bit too. I kind of forgot what I asked. I got so excited to ask it.
yeah. What was the but anyway, yeah, so yeah, I think it's to the point. He has a band. What I was gonna say is he has a band himself. He's always doing projects, and he was saying his new thing is he's doing these short songs that cut right to it. And I was like, yeah, I can understand that, because my songs are like, wait till you hear them, they're like right to the point. And it just kind of turned out that way. I think I really try to write emotionally and just get to the point. But it seems that everyone has the attention span of like 10 seconds on TikTok. So
Right. And yeah, so like, I kind of like your
Fits right
approach. I said whether it was the goal or not, the approach is perfect. Because like I said, minute and a half, 2 minutes, that's what today's generation wants, and they want it quick, and they have it today, they want something new tomorrow, etc. Any pressure in that? Like people always wanting new now on social media. Like, hey, give me something new. All right, this is good. Give me something new. Any pressure?
I mean, I get people like when I post car videos at work, they're like always like, "Oh, I seen your videos on the Facebook page," because I'll share them to like 20 groups. I'll belong like 60 groups at a time, and I'll share them to 20 in the local area. And then people come in and say they saw the video. When you're going to post more stuff, and it's like a little embarrassing sometimes because I'm like, I don't know if I'm representing the company well. I don't know if I'm making myself look good. And when I do it for music, I don't know that I have the following that people are like, put more stuff out, Mitch. I want to see it. It looks great. Like, to be honest, like putting this music out, no one really has said much of anything besides like close friends. Like, I'll go and I submitted it to like a few hundred places for review.
Wow.
And I have like thousands of friends on LinkedIn, and it's been tough. Like, I don't know if there aren't a lot of editors. I know Pitchfork just closed its doors the other day.
Oh.
There's a lot of moving water in the writing industry, it seems like. So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems
weird.
like everybody wants one or two of the massive stars, but like I said, they're missing out because there's tons of stuff right at our back door.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. It's I prefer to go see live music, local live music, or even someone, who's on their way up at a smaller venue. I cannot stand going to the stadiums anymore. I used to back in the day, the big concerts, Ozfest, blah, blah, blah. I can't stand that kind of stuff. So that's where a lot of people are now starting to play smaller venues again,
Yeah.
which is
Like
great.
2-pack small intimate venues. Like you could play 2 small intimate shows in like one season. Like it could be so memorable. There's
Right.
no reason to play 4 or 5 local shows because if I can go see them there, I'll see them then. You just never
Right.
end up seeing them. But if you
So
make a
Exactly.
big deal out of the one big thing, give one shot to see them, it makes a difference sometimes.
very true. You don't
Yeah,
want to
that-
get overkill.
Right. Super well said. And that's why I kind of like what we're doing with Diffuse, that venue in Warmminster. We're doing shows once a month, but we're going to have 4 different bands every month. So, take a chance, see this band, and kind of more like a concert setup before you see them at bars, etc. But like that, though. They said don't overkill it. Give them a little taste here, a little taste there, and then people start to realize it, and then more people start to come. I think on the right track, Mitch, and I'm really glad I got to meet you and get the outlook on your music because
Yeah,
this
same,
is super
man.
cool. You're extremely insightful, and I didn't learn that from 30 seconds. I learned, hey, how you doing? We both had like the cue cards, so we could like
Yeah,
tap
I was
on
gonna
our
say, that's what
phone.
I was thinking that we both have the freaking digital card.
Yeah, we had
That's so
digital
funny.
business card. Right, so I know
What brand
Melissa.
is yours? It's like, oh,
Mine's dot. I know, right? We're looking and
I
we tap each other and away we went, which is great for the
funny.
modern era. And I tell you what, right place, right time, always. I'm a fan. I love what I hear from the music. Let me ask you this question. I know it was coming near the end. Usually do 30 minutes. Let me ask you this question. Imagine tomorrow the big radio station say, okay, the Legend of 91. Big stage, big concerts, festival, the whole 9 yards. You become big overnight. Do you think you can handle the pressures and the stress behind being like a superstar? Your music's got the touch. Can you handle it? That's got to be tough.
Yeah, I think if I had the opportunity, I'd know how to approach it. I've put myself out there enough times, almost asking for it, someone to take a chance on it, and they're like, and a lot of the time it's like, well, what do you want? It's like, they all tell you to like create, like get 30,000 followers on social media, then people will see you. I'm like, but do I absolutely have to? Like,
Right.
it's like, isn't there a way where you can get like organically, like be in the know and get the right people to share your stuff? And there is, I know there is. So. What's that?
Is that even a thing anymore? It seems like everything's all social media.
Yeah. And that's the
touching
one thing
it
I've been hesitant to do is like make full social media pages for the band because it's just really my project. So, I have John's great drumming on it, sounds kick-ass, and Anthony's got like fantastic ideas for production. He's just really good at what he does and spends a lot of work at it. But I just don't think there's a need. Like, I just want to push the music. That's what's more important. I don't want to see 10-second, of these, like all these rappers, they do these videos, like the labels make them do all these videos wearing different outfits and stuff. And it's just like, you can like be yourself. You just gotta, but to answer your question, Jeff, I think, I know how to handle it. I definitely need some kind of guarantee for a, a kind of short contract that I could at least see through the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and instead of
If it
short
works or
videos, you can make TikTok shorts. Like, yeah, I'm Mitch. I wear T-shirts, listen to my music, and just cut.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Yeah, I
want
know
the younger generation to start hearing you, like I have kids in their 20s and 30s, and they don't go out to bars to hear live music. My older one might, but not really. So they hear everything off of social media, Instagram, TikTok.
And I think it's great and all. I want to be the one to be like, have people share it. I don't want to be the one sharing it and then it goes viral. I'd rather, tell everyone and they want to share it,
Right. Yeah. You just got to start somewhere though. Start at the bottom and then just, people will hear it. Like I hear things on TikTok and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty cool song. I don't.
Yeah. I've heard there's some country artists that got big over like night on like a TikTok viral video and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. That's part of what gives me the drive here to come on over and over is sharing it, have somebody listen and find it. But again, this is pretty cool.
Right.
That's why I bring a lot of music here. And like I said, we're variety. We do authors and actors and all that stuff. But music is my favorite because I want people to learn. Some people say, hey, I heard this band on your show, pretty damn good. Or I heard so-and-so was playing here from your show, pretty good. My good buddy J.D. Wolf, he's from Minnesota, watches every week, starts to love the bands we have on there. So it's guys like that making a
Perfect.
difference for a guy like you. You know what I mean? And he's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
and he always says you have the best acts, the best bands come on. He gets into music as well. So Mitch, keep doing it, man. We're here for you.
Excellent. Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, hope this isn't the last time. And yeah,
We look
It definitely won't be
forward to
like that.
hearing some new stuff.
yeah, you will. I think by May, either an acoustic, either a show I'll be promoting, or just a new song with new album art, something along those lines by the spring.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Absolutely
see the album art. That's what I'm looking
Thanks.
for.
Yeah, I'm
I
excited
know, right?
too. The
That
guy
one
who
is
did
great.
it is from the UK. I'll have to show you sometime his work.
Very
Oh,
cool.
that sounds
Share
nice.
it.
Except that first
Yes.
one's a winner. So
I
you're
love
off on the right. You're off on the right foot with the music and the look and everything. Legend of 91. Make sure you check them out. They got some music right now on YouTube that we're playing, and I'm going to start sharing it on my page a lot. So I want everybody to get to learn this band. Mitch Kohler from Legend of 91. Let's give him a round of applause and thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
the time to come out
Great
tonight,
job.
dude. And
Yeah,
yeah, this is the
Thanks,
beginning
JD.
of many. The beginning of many. So we'll see you soon. We'll talk soon. And keep in touch, man. Have a good night.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Melissa,
Thank
Jeff,
you.
Take
see you soon.
care.
Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Mitch Kohler from Legend of 91. And Melissa, I know, like I said, this is your first time out. First time with us for sure.
Mhm.
Explain it a little bit. Kind of talk to me about, you ask questions. We kind of timeline them. You said I'm going to put questions together my way, which you did a great job of. But when you lay a question out to somebody creative and they give you the answer, tell me about the feeling inside of like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm getting to learn the inside that I want to learn.
Absolutely, because being my first time on this, and like I said, I'm out of the Philly music scene loop for a long time, living in Jersey now, and just getting older, and I like to see that it's still alive over there in Philly, and the way it was back when you and I used to go see, music and the bands, and some of them are even still around. But when they talk about it, it's he talked about his inspiration and how he used to do art and dealing with Tourette's. And I'm like, wow, this kid did some great things to get where he's at. And he's just starting. So it feels good to, even talk to him.
Yeah, it's and I said to meet him, he very excuse me, sorry, confident young man. To meet him was
Yes.
definitely cool. Thank you, JD. We are certainly trying, and like I said, I love to intertwine these guest co-hosts on Wednesday night, kind of get them in the groove of what we're doing as well, and their friends and people watch, etc. And like I said, JD, you've been essential. But to meet a guy like Mitch, he wasn't like, yeah, I'm a musician. Yeah, I'm this and that. My buddy's like, this is Mitch. He's in a band. He's like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, oh yeah, the podcast. Oh, that would be great. The
Right.
humbleness of it too. On
Yeah,
top of
that's the word.
yeah,
Humble. He didn't act cocky. I mean, back in the day when you saw the bands, and it was more like the hair bands and stuff like that.
Yes.
Everybody was always so extravagant and
Mhm.
an attitude and cockiness, and I liked it back then, but but for
You loved it back then.
you wanted to be that back then.
Yes, I did, big time. I was jealous of every one of them. I'm like, I want to learn an instrument and be cocky and pick
Right.
up babes like Melissa and shit on my friends and eat cheesesteaks. And yeah, that was what I.
Nice. Well, I hope he does good things. Like I wish him the best, because to go through the things that he's gone through and to come out where on top. I mean, he's on top right now. He might not have his music out there everywhere, but he's on a roll and he's moving up and looks good. I
He
like
does.
his music.
Yeah, I absolutely love what I hear. And, send us a little shout out. We get text messages and messages from some of the guests right after, like, hey, man, thanks. And hey, that was great, and etc. So thanks, Mitch. Let's play another song. How about it, Melissa? Down for more
Absolutely.
music? Excellent. This one is Other Side of the TV. This is a short one,
Okay.
but I love
I never heard
this
this
song,
one.
Legend of Night. Oh, it's a good one. I love this one. Very cool. Gets right down to it, too. Right down to the nitty gritty. Check it out. Tonight's guest, Legend of 91, here on the Yo Show. Other Side of the TV. Melissa and I will be back in, a minute and a half. Barely gets me time to run for a beer, but I will. Did I
Bye.
load the wrong song? I loaded the wrong song. I loaded
Oh,
Bedtime Rock.
jeez. And I thought I
God
was
damn
bad with
it.
technology.
Oh, I suck at this. The fact that people watch me every week is astonishing because I absolutely suck at this.
Listen, you've always been the funny one.
Thank you. Oh, stop. Now I'm going to cry. How about that? Wow. Because that means more to me to be in the hot one. What the hell did I just say? Did I really say that? Jesus Christ.
What?
Wow. You can tell I've gotten old when it's just about being funny instead of being hot. All right, let's let's put some respect to my man Mitch's name. This is The Other Side of the TV. By listening to 91 right here on the Yo Show. We'll be back in a minute and a half. I gotta run and get my beer. The Yo Show live.
Red, blue, green, you're dead to me. You made a promise that you couldn't keep. You said that nothing's set in stone. There's no place to go. There's no need to run. Just don't walk too slow. It's your energy. It follows me, keeps me awake when I cannot sleep. And if there's nothing beautiful in this cold dark world, just know that I'm here for you. But I fail you now. And I don't look down on you. I didn't mean to scare you, scare you. Once you see me, not to be seen through. I didn't mean to scare you, scare you. Just wanted you to see me. Not on the other side of the TV. On the other side of the television screen. Don't turn me off. Don't turn me off, turn me off, turn me off.
Yeah, about that right there. On the side of the TV, less than 90. Right, perfect is a great word. And J.D. Wolf said Green Day.
Right?
Like we both said, which blows my mind. We both said Green Day only good.
Yeah, that kind of music isn't in my my favorite type of thing, especially Green Day. I was never into that, but yeah, that sounded really good. Very professional sounding for just a guy singing,
Right,
playing
who's-
guitar.
We said it's his hobby. I wish my hobby. This is my hobby. I'm a disaster.
I don't have any hobbies.
Melissa, why I got you here, I do have some current bad news. We're trying to fix it. So I get a tag on Facebook that says JT Thompson tagged you on Facebook, and he said, "Here's at least one picture I could find," and it came up. Content isn't available right now. Ah!
I forgot all about
Send
it.
it.
I'm supposed to look.
Send them through Messenger. Damn it!
Right?
I
Content.
gotta
mean,
see these.
no, I know I have that picture somewhere.
I thought I had some also. I don't know.
Yeah.
If not, I'll post some later. Oh, now it says check my text. Oh, wait, we're not done yet.
There we go.
How about that? Oh, there it is. So this is
Oh, boy.
Melissa, Mimi, and Paul Laska. Wow. How about that? Look at that
That's
blast.
the picture. That
Is
is.
this the one?
Yes. That's me.
Look at
on
a
the
little. Look at Melissa on the left. Look at the high hair and
The hair.
and the horrible clothes on the men. No offense to Paul, I'm just saying like this style.
What
But
am
the
I
women,
wearing?
the women back then, and the women now still, the women always had the fashion. They went out and got pretty. Like we were hanging at a house. The
Like
women
the
came
miniskirt.
knocked out. Yeah, right. The mini skirts.
Mini skirt, stockings, the heel boots. Now I remember.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And us guys would come in our jeans and shirts, be like, "Oh my God, everybody looks so hot tonight." We did nothing to impress. So for those at home, the young lady over here was my ex. That was Mimi. God rest her soul. This is
That's just
crazy.
Like, man, she's
Yeah,
yeah.
that was wild. And she was definitely like I said, Melissa was a character of kind of take charge and say what you want to say. She was a say what you want to say too, but her heart was sometimes her heart got in the way sometimes, and she would say and then do and then feel bad and come
Yeah.
back. Oh my! It was like
Had a big heart.
big heart, good soul, and like I said, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Very
And I
true.
love the fact we are. I love the fact we are. I'm having a great time.
I know. I always remember her. You would say something off the wall or stupid often, and she would do
Often.
that look with the eyebrow. Remember that? Oh,
Yes.
I can't
And
do
I
that. Like,
somewhere is a picture of that eyebrow. It was like a day we all went to like Hershey Park or something, and I said something. They shot an eyebrow, and somebody took a picture of it. I'm like,
I need
oh
that.
my god, I need that picture.
That was iconic. Her and her eyebrow. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how young I was. The women I was with knew I was a jackass. That has not changed.
You always made me laugh. I don't think there was ever an issue where, I was uncomfortable around you or anything. And you were over the house all the time.
Shoot, there was never a time she was uncomfortable after I just announced that we kind of had kissies right in the middle of a group of people on
I
my
know.
birthday in front of my girlfriend.
I wasn't uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Remember it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The memory of my kissing is just that
Yes,
strong.
memorable.
It's 9:11. I usually do 2 hours and then at 10 o'clock. I'm just going to sit here quiet for the next 40-some minutes.
That's impossible for you.
Absolutely. It really is. Does it? I'm going to ask that. Does it surprise you I ended up here?
No, not at all. I mean, when I knew you, I think you were doing car sales or car stuff with the family business, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. This, you were, like I said, the jokester. You liked making people laugh. You liked making people feel good and being funny and doing silly, stupid things that, harmless stuff, but making the people around you feel good and have a good time. And, for you to be here, I expected you to be on like some stand-up comedy TV show or something like that. But this is better. This is much better.
Thank you. I appreciate that a great deal. It was it's been a dream for a long time. And the funny thing, real quick, I'll tell the story. I ended up doing this on a whim. I was sitting home. I was typing out fantasy football articles for this guy who I kept in touch with. We did projects together. He calls me one night on the phone. I mean, who answers their cell phone anymore? But he calls and I answer him. I go. He's like, what are you doing? I said, sitting here doing absolutely nothing. He's like, okay, I need you to call this number at 8 o'clock and come be a guest, come be a co-host on my podcast. What?
Okay.
Like, right. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, call the number. It'll put you into the studio because there wasn't audio. It was just, there wasn't video. It was just audio.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. So I called. Our guest was Jesse Itzler. He's his wife invented Spanx. Right. His wife
Okay.
invented Spanx, and he was like a small time musician rapper. He was involved in New York Knicks, and
Wow.
he did videos and he wrote a book. He did a little bit of everything, and he was the first guest. And I got into him. I'm like, man, this is friggin' awesome. The next day he calls me again and says, you know what? I had a couple other guys that were going to co-host. They're gone. It's you. And that was it. And away I went.
Wow. And all just hearing your voice, the smooth sound of Jeff.
Still sounds like kind of like a weaselly little.
I would recognize your voice anywhere.
I'm flattered by
That's
that.
a good thing, though. That has not changed.
How about this voice?
That's great.
Boom.
I'm sure Cassie probably hates that too.
You know what? And let's go back to this because, again, I put up a lot of times. Like, who wants a guest co-host? And people are like, yeah, but, and okay. Strangers are a little tougher because they got to get your feel.
Right.
I had no fear tonight because we have a feel. We kind of know how to talk to each other. We watch Eagles games and shoot the shit with each other.
True.
You know what I mean? And like I said, we've spent so much time together. I didn't worry about the delivery, the chemistry, and you're nailing it with some of the shit you just knocked right back at me. It's like days of old.
It was one thing I'm not. I mean, I was a little nervous. Yeah, it's new for me, but I'm not shy. I'll say whatever, you know me. It comes out of my mouth, and sometimes I have to backpedal and be like, sorry, but not sorry.
Not gonna lie, I was a little scared. Only a little bit.
I haven't divulged anything too inappropriate about you yet.
Well,
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, I talk about locking myself in my room for different reasons. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that one, that I stayed quiet on.
Thank
You know,
you.
the walls are thin in that row home in Philly.
Well, I'm not sure. And it's funny because I guess you could tell the difference when it was just me and somebody else. If it was me and somebody else, it's about 30 seconds. If it's just me, it's like an hour of just nonstop fun.
Jesus Christ. That's awful.
That is totally awful. Awfully true. My wife is going to run down the stairs in a minute and be like, yep.
we want we want confirmation.
Well, trust me. She worked today. She gets a little tired when she works. If not, she would probably be confirming. And I like when she shows her face there. She deals with this. I know you probably used to think back then, ain't nobody ever dealing with this fool. Somebody deals with this fool.
Good. And you, like I said before, you got lucky, man. She's from what you tell me about her, what I see, what I read, and she's a good girl. I'm
She
happy
is.
for you. It's awesome.
Thank you very much. She's
And that hat is killer.
Oh, the hat part. I got to
saw
stick
that
my
last night. That is awesome.
So she actually took my hat, and Melissa watched last night, which I appreciate. Thank you. And thanks to the Grimjacks. Great show. The hair flip. I love it. I love the hair flip. So this is kind of like my signature hat, if you will. I wear it every show. I actually forgot my ring tonight, damn it. But I wear it every show.
Because I was on.
So my wife said, oh, I got a surprise for you Tuesday night on the show. And I'm like, okay. Like, I can't even begin to imagine what.
Right.
And she kept saying, after your top 5, I'm going to come on. I'm going to give you this surprise. And I'm thinking again, okay, it's probably something cute, short, etc. Cute, short, etc. Now we come right back around. But so I get home and I am ripping the house apart trying to find my hat.
That's what you're saying. That's hilarious.
Right, like tearing. And I even told Jewel, like, Jewel, I gave out my Phillies hat. She's like, you'll be okay. Wear something else. My wife, babe.
She knew, right?
Jewel knew.
Okay.
I messaged my wife, babe, can't find my Phillies hat. She's like, where are Eagles hat? I'm like, ugh. Like, I'm already pissed off before I even come on.
Right.
Come on. And we do the thing. Then she comes into the house and she lays the hat here. I'm like, that's a surprise. You found my hat?
Right.
Okay. I saw it yesterday. And then I read it and just, wow.
Yeah, you were blown away. It was very sweet. That's a really cool thing to do.
Definitely. She's a big supporter of what I do here. And, and I'll be honest with you. You've seen once or you've seen twice, whatever. My buddies used to always say, you should change your name to the Hot Chick Show because all your guests are always hot chicks, even if they're singers or even if they're guest coaches. You always have hot chicks on. And that girl Jewel's a hot chick. And meanwhile, my wife said, yeah, you can have all the hot chicks you want. Ain't nobody getting them.
That's right. Good for
You know
her.
what I mean? And
I knew I'd like her.
Right.
Keep you in
She
line.
also knows nobody wants me.
Well, there's that. No. I'm kidding.
One of these times in a drifting snowstorm, you have to come over and
Absolutely.
you can tell her the stories
Yeah,
about
get
how
any
nobody.
snowstorms again. I'm so far now. Since I moved to
Yeah.
Jersey.
What made you move to Jersey?
A man.
Mm.
Yep. A
Wow,
man.
I see. Wow.
Yes, I was
And-
living in Levittown with the girls are young. I was divorced and I met a man over here and hit it off, and he had a house and this great school district. So Hopewell Valley. So we made the trek over here, and that lasted a couple of years and realized, well, that was a shit show. And so I stayed though for the kids to graduate high school over here, and they did, and we're still here. So
it's a great job though, and a great story. And nowadays you just know how life goes, and you have to do for yourself at times, even when you really don't want to. And you're always a person I knew could. And that's why when I see your daughters and pictures of you guys doing things on social media, it's going to sound dumb. It's a word I always feel dumb saying, but I'm proud of how you handle life because I always knew you'd be there doing it the way you're doing it, your way.
I mean, that's all out there for everybody. There's a lot that everybody doesn't see. Sometimes I don't handle it so well, and everybody has their moments, but I'm still here. I got great kids, grandkids, still moving along. Nothing's been so hard that it stopped me in my tracks. So, got to keep trucking.
I like it. And like I said, I love your spirit hasn't changed at all. Let's do this. This might be tough, but I'm going to try doing it as well.
Okay.
All right. You're sitting here, your age, Melissa, on the Yo Show. Let's say our guest tonight is 21-year-old Melissa that I remember first meeting. One thing, and you don't have to get too detailed, but one thing you would say, girl, don't. It's coming up. Don't do it.
One thing? One thing not to do, huh? Wow. Honestly, and it's going to sound very sappy and
Okay.
everything. If I could tell myself one thing to do, don't give up on certain things that were very meaningful in my life.
Oh, okay. That's good.
There were some specific things, don't give up so easy. I had a habit of, I moved around a lot when I was younger, and I just, when it didn't go right, I left. And, my daughter's sitting here, hopefully she's, but same with, she's over there. But the same thing with my marriage, my ex-husband is one of my closest friends. And, it was a shame. We went through some things back then, and I shouldn't have gave up. I should have tried harder. And, everything happens for a reason. I get that. And I do believe that everything happens for a reason. We never know what the hell the reason is, though. And that's
right.
The hard part. But, I would tell myself, stop giving up so easy. Just work at it. Work at things. There's a lot of different things, but that's one of the main things.
I like that. That's a great outlook. That's a great piece of advice. And I kind of sort of the same way. Like I feel like I would get an idea in my head, and somebody would be like, "Hey, you can't do that," and I just quit on it. Like, okay, so and so said I can't do that. So and so is one of 1 billion people on this planet. Like one person says you can't, so what? So that's actually again good advice.
Right.
Don't give up on it. Like
I
even
mean,
this,
Yeah, back then I was so stubborn, though. I didn't listen to anybody. I mean, things haven't changed that much, but yeah, I didn't listen to anybody. I just did whatever I wanted. But if in my 20s, I was just, I don't care what you say. I know you're telling me it's wrong. I'm going to learn myself.
You're a badass. Kinsey King votes for your permanent location.
What was that? I missed that one.
He said, "I love her already. Make her permanent." But yeah, and again, I keep bringing it up because I just enjoyed that time of life so much. Where you were just like you didn't care. You cared, but you weren't going to show you cared because you were still going to go ahead and live your life your way.
Right.
It's the right way to do it.
And part of that is I'm still that way. It'll kill me before I ask somebody for help. If I need something, I'll do it my way. I have calmed quite a bit. I've calmed, since then, which
I sure hope so.
Well, I mean, it was really a lot back then. So for me to say a little bit, it's still pretty, I could be a little handful sometimes, but and I'll blame it on this. And everybody knows how fiery the redheads can be. So thank God none of my girls are redheads.
Right. You did luck out there. But again, for what it's worth, I love you dearly. The way you are, the way you've been. I absolutely love you. I always have. I think you're just, like I said, you're a different breed because you're super cool. You're going to say it, you're going to do it, you're going to handle it one way or the other. Like I said, growing up, you're like the female idol of mine growing up. I'm like, man, this girl just freaking kicks ass. I love it. Yeah, man. Says that the age difference ago was so small. It was small, but you were so more out there in advance and living life than I was. I was blown away by a lot of it.
I think I had my shit together more back then than I do these days sometimes. I knew what I wanted. Like I said, that job, I loved that job. That job, doing loss prevention. I ended up doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, that job had a lot to do with how I had an outlook on life because I saw the bigger picture of what is actually going on. I think that's what kind of made me. Yeah, we all go through a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's what made me a little bit more of who I am. High school, I was a saint in high school. I didn't start trouble. I got in one fight.
Wow.
Wasn't my fault. Really, I was a good kid in high school. I hit college. Shit. Whew. And I only went to community college. Can you imagine if I went away like my daughter did, although I have to say when she started in Bloomsburg, I'm like, I think I partied in some of these frat houses up here in the late 80s.
You went to school here? No.
Right.
Oh,
So, just like I'm sure, experiences you have.
Yeah.
I love
Wow.
it. Someone who's like me. Oh boy.
Right.
We gotta meet.
I know, right? Kids is definitely cool, and like people just say, some people just go out and live,
Right.
and they worry about like again doing this. People are like, what happens if some people don't watch? Okay, what happens if you say something out of line? Well, I apologize. I try not to. Right, definitely try not to because I go live, especially.
Right.
What happens if you get a review and somebody says you stink? Okay, there's one guy down and millions
Okay.
others to go.
Right.
Who cares?
You can't let yourself get weighted down by the opinion of certain people.
Right,
Not
exactly.
everybody's going to like what you do. Okay.
Suckers.
Not everybody's smart.
Right, and I mean, my wife likes what I do, but even there was a time when I'll say this, and she'll probably watch and get mad, but there's some nights I come home from work, I'm like, and I'm tired and I'm cranky, and she's like, do me a favor, can I get Tuesday and Wednesday night Jeff to be the Jeff that walks in that door after work? I'm like, what? Tuesday and Wednesday he's funny, he's drinking, he's laughing, he's whatever the hell he's doing. I need that guy to come in the house. So,
You got to work on that.
Yeah, I do. I got to work on a lot of things.
Oh, don't we all? I mean, there's not enough time for me to work on that. It's just work on the things that matter. Work on the important things, and just. I always tell the girls, if you don't treat people the way you want to be treated, then that's what's going to come back and haunt you. And
Right.
I had to learn it hard way sometimes too. But that's what makes you do what makes you happy.
I agree. I like that very
Kind of a
much. Got
random thing.
actually had to label it like Jeff and Melissa way back. We crushed that a while ago. We absolutely did.
Did we mention that you had a crush on me?
Did we? I'm pretty sure we did.
Actually said the word crush, did you?
Oh, okay. Well, let's bring it back now because I absolutely had a crush on Melissa. Like I said, and I'm telling you, back then, she was like the coolest one. She was a little bit older. She was sexy, and Jeff used to get goofy around Melissa. That time at Steve Steaks at the door, like I'm holding that door open to show you, hey, I kind of dig you. You're like, yeah, I got it. Bring the door shut.
Come on.
Melissa didn't want me holding doors, and I may, and
I don't need help from anyone.
right, I did steal that birthday kiss, not by accident, because I was like, oh man, it's Melissa. I am so kissing Melissa. And I wasn't really a big drinker back then. I had a couple of beers in me. Like, I'm so kissing Melissa right
That's
now.
probably all it took.
Well, it took the bravery. I mean, the rest of it was like from when the second you walked in, and one of us made a joke, I forget, like, oh, your birthday present's here. And I'm like, yeah.
Nice. Uh-huh. I wonder if you said that.
I don't remember, but I remember being like, yeah. But I mean, it was a gift that Mimi was sure as hell wasn't going to gift wrap. And, but nothing ever got, like, I never heard anything about that, which I guess she figured, well, it's his birthday.
Why
So
not?
thank you. All these years later, Melissa, I thank you. And yeah, I mean, the crush back then turned into the friendship and the admiration, and this all these years later, where I'm like, yeah, man, like come on the show. And you're like, I want to do it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
It's cool. I like to reminisce about, past and stuff, the good things in the past.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
even the tough things but it's good to remember. Like that's what I said about Facebook. You find these people from so many years ago and so long ago, and you're like, wow, that person had an effect on me. Most of them don't know it, but a lot of people had an effect on me, even though I maybe spoke 2 words to them in high school or this, that, and the other, but they don't know it. But I'll see something of their post or I'll see one of your posts. I'll be like, that's really cool. I remember when, and that's really, that's important to me to have those memories.
I like that. I agree with that too. And like I said, I had people, guy I went to like grade school with who joined the military, and we kind of went separate ways, not by choice, and we reconnected, of course, through Facebook. He reached out to me a couple weeks ago. He was like, dude, I want to do a podcast, and I want to bounce ideas off you because I love the way you do yours. And I'm like, man, like to think this dude me and him were little buddies playing in the schoolyard. Now here we are talking about this creative shit and being adults, and it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool. And I got to admit, I had no idea you've been doing this for 7 years.
Yes.
It's impressive.
Thank you.
It's impressive. Kudos to Jeff, and Joel.
Of course. Another saint.
I loved her last night. She was awesome.
She's terrific.
Yeah. And it's very impressive. You, whether or not this was your, big dream in life or just, a little, something different in life that all of a sudden it's the most important thing to you. You followed it. You followed it and you're doing it and you're nailing it.
Yeah, I absolutely, I appreciate that 110%. And anybody who has shared such words, and I said, that's why it's cool to do the guest co-host, somebody that's new to it. They experience it, like, hey, this is pretty cool. And I'm like, man, he does that every week. God bless you. And God bless Jewel as well. Another saint in my female life, Melissa, my wife. I don't know
how you're doing it.
I don't know. I guess I've changed. I'm fooling everybody into actually thinking I'm this nice, lovely. You know how I'm doing it? Through great guests and great music. That's how I'm doing it.
Well, Jeff, you've always been the nice guy too. I always say you were the funny guy, but you've always been a nice guy. I don't remember a lot from back then. It is a long time ago, but I don't remember ever seeing an ugly side to you or a bad side to you or anything like that. Like, I'm sure, there were you and Mimi back then had your tiffs and stuff. I personally don't remember it. Like, you were always the nice guy, which,
thank you.
Then went into being, the funny guy and just, a couple of the other guys that we hung out with back then, that's a different story.
Wow. Different.
But I do remember, never having an issue with you. That's like, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably see your Facebook request. I'd be like, that guy was a dick,
A dick.
Oh, can I say that?
Yeah, he said dick.
It's a dick.
Kissing me right in front of his girlfriend at his birthday like he's some hot shit. I did think I was hot shit for those few moments. I was hot shit. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
I wish I remembered. Honestly, it's bits and pieces of the brain come back when you certain things. I'm like, oh my God, I remember that when I was 5 years old. I don't know.
There was a joke in there I could have laid, but you said your daughters are watching in local, so.
Oh no, she's fine. She's not even paying attention. She's
okay. Because I was going to say, not only did we kiss, but you started grabbing me down the bottom and giving me a chunk over. You said you didn't remember. No, that didn't. That did not happen. That's how nice a guy I was. I was worried about a kiss, and my buddy's like, did you grab her ass? Did you touch her boobs? I'm like, what? I just got a kiss. Well, I'm getting like everybody's cheering me on. I'm like, I'm surprised they got the kiss. Like, really? Right,
I'm surprised.
Like, what are you talking about?
Ass kicked by Mimi.
Right. Did you get your ass kicked? It's going to happen any second.
Oh, boy.
Which would have been good because if you think about the way that could have played out in this nice little triangle, kissy, haha, funny, grab an ass, grab a boob, you'd punch me. Mimi would catch it, turn around and punch me, and then the two of you could have kicked my ass for my birthday.
True. It
True.
could have been, the one lying on the floor from something else than alcohol poisoning. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I did have a bad night with alcohol then that night too. Ooh,
What
oh.
was it? See, now this is what I can't remember. And I'm pretty sure that she introduced me, at least, to some kind of shot. What was the big shot that she liked to do back then?
Oh God.
Do you remember? 'Cause I'm thinking it's one of these weird ass ones that I can't stand now, like
So I'm thinking it
Yukon Jack.
was it Yukon? Because I remember like
I remember drinking that a lot back then.
the cinnamon shit was popular, but Goldschlager, I think.
Oh, Goldschlager, yeah. Or
or-
Rumpelmints and
Oh God. Oh, wow.
I know.
God. Here's one, and I can't.
Rumpelmints.
And again, you're gonna hate me because afterwards you're gonna send me a lot of hate texts.
Never.
When she would say like, "Oh yeah, I'm going out with Melissa," or "Melissa's coming over," you just always think, "Yeah, get her drunk." I'm showing myself as a rotten human being. If I ever become super famous, this is getting played back. Listen to this jerk.
I think it would have been better to get her drunk.
Boy, she was no,
Yeah,
no.
she's a good girl.
Yeah, she was. The thought of kissing women was like, and she like, I said it one time. She's like, what? Like, and this was before like, cause like, a little more in our years, it became chic to kiss your girlfriends and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Back then, it was like only if you were that way.
Yeah.
And I
right?
said to her something about kissing girlfriends. She's like, huh? I'm like, yeah,
Right.
you don't like ever get. She's like, no.
Nope.
I'm like, you don't ever come home, and she's like, no. I'm thinking to
No,
myself,
right?
I need to get evaluated.
It just never, it never occurred to any. I mean, I lived with a couple of different of my girlfriends, friends that are girls, and that never crossed my mind. Like, they're my friends. They're like, my buds. That's no.
Yeah, I guess so. And like, again, like you tell people nowadays, I'm like, oh yeah, back then, like my girlfriend at the time, one of her girlfriends moved in. I thought she was hot, and they're like, oh, did you ever like come over and then try to sneak in the shower? And I'm like, no. I'm like, damn, no, I didn't. Why? What was I thinking?
You were afraid.
Oh yeah. Well, again, I would have got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
I'm fairly aware of that, but yeah, they say sometimes it's worth the payment.
Very true. What? You would have had a scar on your eye, whatever.
I would have seen at 18 or 19 years old. I would have seen 21, 22-year-old boobs and butt. There was nothing that I would not have endured for that.
I mean, and I was bodacious is a good word to say back then.
I hadn't noticed.
They were, yes.
Yes, I know.
Yes, they
Total
were.
sarcasm. Yes, they were.
I know that. So, yeah, you would have gotten a whole eye full, whole 2 eyes full.
Damn it. If I had a time machine, blank. I set it for like 8:03 p.m. and everything, like the very second.
Just went there one moment. Oh my goodness, that's fun.
All right. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I knew it would be. We're gonna play while the red rushes from Jeff's cheeks, we're gonna play one more song from Legend of 91
Okay.
because Melissa
Just
said
gotta
she
go
was nervous.
catch a cold shower real quick.
Very quick. Jesus Christ. It's like everything that comes out now is just becoming a mess.
See?
Yeah, I knew it would happen. I'm glad it happened. I'm having a great freaking time.
Yeah.
I always do. I just love doing this, and I thank you for coming on for that.
Absolutely.
But Bedtime Rock is the last song we have loaded up tonight from the band Legend of 91. We'll play it real quick, and in the meanwhile, Jeff will
Get a drink.
get this. No, I got one. I'm gonna take this cold beer and rub my face with it, so it's a little less red and hot. Bedtime. Make sure you say it right, Jeff. Bedtime rock. It's been that kind of night.
Wow. How appropriate.
Wow, we have derailed big time. That's what I love. Bedtime Rock by Legend of 91 right here on the Yo Show. Yo 2.0 Wednesday night. Jeff the Shark Perini and Melissa Betot.
Very nice.
Nice. I'm getting it. We'll be back in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. One of us will. I don't know if Melissa's coming back into my fresh mouth, but we'll be right back.
Please.
I think I'll fall asleep again, but not for too long. Think I'm nodding out this time, ready or not. Summer, wake me up. I think I'll fall asleep again. I think I'll fall asleep again, but not for too long. Guess I'm dozing off for a while, right after this song. Your eyes are getting tired. I think I'll fall asleep again. People, slabs of stone set in their ways, and people, sometimes I get lost in the haze. Somebody wake me up. Ready or not, summer, wake me up. I think I'm falling asleep again. I think I'm falling asleep
I gotta tell you, first of all, I applaud. First of all, I applaud the song.
I like that song.
That's a good song.
That
Hey,
was a
a
good
lot
song.
of good numbers. So, Legend of 91, of course, is the band. Please check them out. Bedtime Rock was that song. So, what happens is, when sometimes the song goes on, we make a quick run and grab something, drink, etc. Melissa got up for maybe about 10 seconds. I could see in the backstage view I get down here of you getting up. You just mentioned your female stature from your early years. I promise I did not look to see how you had progressed.
I'm going to be honest with you if you want to hear it or not. After children, in the mid 2000s, it got to be a lot. And best thing I ever did, I had a reduction.
Really? I did not know that. Well, obviously we never talked about it because I don't really, talk about your boobs all the time. But, and I never knew that though. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, I have to say, shout out to Kinsey because I just got the friend request. That's awesome. I made a new friend.
There you go.
Love it.
That's what we look for. Kinsey's also a singer and an artist and joins us a lot here on the show. We appreciate
Very
that.
cool.
And I'm going to tell you, Kinsey, Melissa is definitely cool, even though she says like parenthood's changed her a little bit. And despite the reduction, still looking great. But it's funny, I'm sitting here and I'm like at the point, I'm like, all right, do I look down? And, she just got that mention of boobs. I'm like, nah, let's not.
Oh, I thought it was off camera enough.
Well, not down here, you're not.
No, jeez.
You are for the rest of the world. And I'll tell you, because I always watch the replay. Jules like never. Can't watch myself. Won't watch again. Yuck. I always watch replays. If you do and your daughters do, I apologize in advance. You got to know something, girls. Your mom was like the shot back in the day.
They'll never
Well, you
believe
still
it.
are, right? Right?
They'll never believe you.
All right,
Yeah, I
so
don't know
one.
if I can watch it back. Like, I'm gonna be, because I'm comfortable. It's, this is great. I'm having a great time. It's flowing. I will like pick out every bad little thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's do a boob check.
That's that.
I meant Mimi's.
Let's see. Oh,
Got it.
uh-huh. You can see in black. That's why I wore black all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to watch it back because I would nitpick the crap out of myself and be like,
Yeah.
what was I thinking? But as of right now, I feel great. I don't think I have anything to regret that I said.
No, not real. And I think part of watching it back, for you anyway, you're gonna watch it back. You're gonna look at me like, God, I should have fucked that guy way back when I had the
That's hilarious.
chance. Ouch! You could have said maybe or or something, but that's hilarious.
That's
You
hilarious.
heard it. You
Wow,
heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's hilarious that you actually said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm trying to think like who I was. Oh, you know what? I remember I was dating. I was actually living with um a guy, Bruce, and his
Yes.
son.
Remember that.
Yes, we lived together, and he had, when I met him, he had a baby boy, Sean, and we hit it off, as love at first sight, blah blah blah, and lived together. And I started helping him raise that baby boy, and I was very attached to him. It didn't last very long, and then I ended up moving in with Mimi. But yeah, wow. That's one of those things, you start talking about and you're like, oh yeah, yeah. And then it hits you. Sean was killed by in a car. He was hit by a car when he was
Wow.
11. Yeah. So, not to be Debbie Downer, but,
Oh,
you start
no,
thinking of something, it's
wow.
great. And
Yeah.
now
Wow.
yeah. So I actually, I'm friends with the Bruce on Facebook. We chat every once in a while. It's
Sorry, Bruce.
funny. Hey, remember me? Oh, Mimi and him hated each other. It's awful. But yeah, it's, like again with the Facebook, it's so funny. I have quite a few of my exes as friends.
He's gonna Facebook message you like, yeah, just leave it that dude, because I'll just go over to his house right now and hang him.
No.
Okay, no, that's a big
No.
fat no. So when you let me hold the door open, Bruce? God
I know,
forbid.
right? Oh my goodness.
I'm in little tears. We shared an offline text to each other saying we're having a good time. We are. It's great to go down memory lane like this, even
Yes, it is.
even the goofy stuff and all that, because that's what it's all about. And I want my wife obviously spends a lot of time with her nephews, and they like video games, and it's all about the video games and YouTube videos. I get that, and that's what today's kids are all about. That's cool.
Right.
But make time for friends, meet new people, branch out. Don't be afraid to, well, I mean, be afraid of some of the weirdos out there, but there's certain people you can feel you connect with, that you click with. Enjoy them, man. Have fun.
Right.
Meet new people and make the memories. Because I tell you what, Melissa, like this really makes me feel like I want to go out and get another Italy jacket and put it on. And go to Steve's and get a cheesesteak, and you know what I mean? It's like,
Princess Steaks in Philly.
oh, yeah.
Wow, I remember that jacket. Yes, you were very
Yeah.
That's right. You were very Italian. I remember your brother too.
No, he was. Yeah.
He came around, and see, I thought he was cocky. Sorry.
Yes, he was. That
He
was,
cocky.
and back then, that was his approach to women.
Oh,
And he says now, it's funny, like nowadays, he's like, man, look at you. Like, you do this show, and like, you have like hot female guests, which doesn't matter. And he's like, and you married a cool woman. He's like, I never thought you would do it. You're always so quiet, and you didn't really, you weren't aggressive with women, besides, 19th
21st
birthday,
birthday.
kiss, 21st birthday, whatever it was, kiss in front of your girlfriend. But, yeah, and he's like, man, you kind of became what I thought I was going to grow up to be. Meanwhile, he's got a kid and an awesome wife, and
Good for him.
he's wearing like matching T-shirts out. And they went to Disney World and they're I'm mom, I'm dad. And I'm like, yeah,
that's awesome.
you used to make fun of me, right?
Right? Wow, that's like the Italy jacket right there. The dad shirt.
I loved that Italy jacket.
Yeah, now that you
so
even said it,
much.
I'm like, whoop, there it is. I remember it.
Yeah, the white one and a black one.
Black one. The black one. I don't remember the
Oh,
white one. I remember the black one. Yeah. I mean, and I only met your brother a handful of times. Um, don't remember the context. I have no idea if he hung out with us a lot or I just remember you guys are polar opposites. Like,
kind of.
yeah, you were more
Yeah.
shy.
Yeah, it was.
Is it weird to say you were shy, but you were outgoing in a sense? Because, like I said, the comedic part of you, and
It was a warm up. Like once I got warm to you, got to know you, liked you, etc., and then all bets are off. What I'm gonna say, but there was a little buffer. Like, and again, I keep dwelling on it, but like first couple times I met you, I'm like, hey, this chick's just like too cool for me to even like really talk to. Yeah.
oh, never. And I was never cocky or anything like that.
No.
I just knew what I was, knew who I was at the time, and knew
Right.
what I wanted to do and what and I was perfectly happy with my life then, even through the bad things, and it all
It
works out in the end.
there was never a cockiness, and I would be like, and again, it wasn't about there was like the crush thing and all that, and like you're hottie back then. Well, hottie. But like when you're like, yeah, let's go get something to eat or let's hang out and do this and that, I blocked everything off in the universe because to me, again, you were a different side of me. You were the side that kind of, again, taught me how to bring myself out. Like, get out of line, I'm going to let you know it. Get out of line, I'm going to knock you out. And I'm like, man, I kind of need this. I did. I needed that badly. And I loved it.
That's great. It's good though. I'm very happy that we reconnected, and we always do talk about coming over. I'll come over for a beer in the old stomping grounds and stuff like that, and I definitely will. I mean, I gotta slow life down, and you got to make time for that kind of stuff, and just go in and seeing people that meant a lot to you in your life, and that that actually have meant something, that you're still connected now. Like, obviously, we must have had a great relationship, like friendship back then, to make make us still be able to do this now.
Yeah, and that was neat when JT came in and was like, "Oh, it's nice that you found Melissa." Yeah, it is, right? It is very cool. And again, like I said, like if you want to come to the Levittown, Langhorne area, etc., grab a beer. And me and my wife are very much into the don't risk it, don't drink and drive. So if you want to come, crash on the couch, man. The next morning we'll go get coffee and just talk about some shit and just have a great time. We're down for that. We always are. My wife is an awesome people person and will meet and hang out with anybody at any time.
I would love to meet her to see what she was thinking.
Right. I mean, that's a psychoanalyst. Bring your kit, right? Not only that, but under pressure, he's not a good kisser.
Like, you're lucky I don't remember it.
Right.
I mean, if you were bad, then you'd be on blast right now.
It's never bad. One thing I take pride in my kissing.
There you go.
My wife will tell you.
Okay, good. Nice.
A quick segue to our good friends at Tranquility Brewing Company, and I've been showing their beer, the IPA Hazy, the Space Monkey. And the reason why I give that out, Melissa, is because we are doing this awesome thing February 17th at the Fuge. We're calling it the Key Concert Series. It is local bands in a concert setting at the Fuge. Their studio room is going to be great. The Grimjacks, who were on our show last night, Melissa loved the head flip. They're cool kids. The hair flip. Bryn Athen, Twisted, and Cole is the headliner. Tickets are on sale now until Valentine's Day. You can get them online. If not, you buy them at the door. $22 for all this entertainment. DJ Tim Ewing is going to be playing in between sets from the band set up. Tranquility Brewing is on the premises, so food and drink by them if you want to purchase something awesome. They got great food, they got great beer, they got great drinks. It's going to be a great night of music. And the gang at SRR Promotions, thank you for teaming up with us here at the Yo Show and bringing this to life. Melissa, this is the kind of stuff, again, that we need more of.
Right? I always say I'm gonna, yeah, well, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna promise, but like that sounds like something, that I should go out and do. I should get myself back out there, and I'm hidden away over here, all the way in Jersey. Everybody, all my friends and family, except for a few, are in Bucks County, and I have friends up in the Warminster area, like the girl I go see sing that sang in the
Yeah.
Fuse, and so like I got to get back to doing that, making time, not just like working, making time for doing better things in life. Just,
Yeah, and that's awesome. I thank you for that. And it's all ages, so you can. I mean, I know your daughter's like, oh God, being seen by mom, but bring them and they can meet dudes of their age, rock
oh boy.
stars, guys and girls. Oh my God, I'm creating mom all over again. Come meet rock star.
Jeez.
And get a good look at Melissa, ladies and gentlemen, because it's easily the last time after that right there. Wow.
You don't scare me.
It's not me I'm worried about. It's my mouth.
Oh, come on.
But like I said, it is. I know. Yeah, I know. I know.
I know.
Yeah. I love that though. And like I said, I mean, they're making low ages, and if you're under 21, you won't be drinking. I'll be over 21 to drink, and of course, the hashtag drink responsibly, please.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's for all ages, and bring them around and start to learn it. And I said, a lot of the bands are all supportive of each other, get to know each other, hang out with each other.
Right.
So if you get a chance, come out. If not, we're doing it. We're signed for like the next 6 months to keep doing this. If you ever get
That's
a chance,
awesome.
come on down once a month to the Fuse. Come check it out. Thank you. It means a lot to us. It really does.
Yeah, it's good. And I know we talked about, craft beer and stuff back in when we first started talking again, and I was big into it back then. And it's nice to see that you have someone like that, I don't know if it's a sponsor or doing things with you. And that's really good to say. That's impressive.
Definitely. They're located, they're actually connected to the Fuse. The Fuse is
Okay.
there, and then Tranquility is right there. So
Very cool.
kind of like we're all in this together. Excuse me,
There
which
you
is a
go.
beautiful thing. There's my beer kicking up. Real quick, we got about 3 minutes left. Going to take a minute or two to do this. First answer comes to your head. Your favorite pizza from those days, Northeast Philadelphia. Go.
Oh my God, I don't even remember where we ate back then. I don't remember.
Wow. All right.
Honestly, you know what I remember? I can remember life before that. And when I grew up in Ben Salem, we went to Diana's Pizza in Ben Salem. It was my
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then later in life, when I lived in Trevo's Pizza. Those are my two all-time
Yes.
favorite pizza places ever. And
All right. I like Trevo's, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I
Trevo's
don't.
pizza.
I remember Steve's Princess Steaks, and that's what
Yeah.
I really remember.
That's
That's
where we
sad.
had that. That was actually the beginning of the awkward time with the door holding. And
I'm
again,
sorry
I
I
don't,
made that awkward for you. Didn't
I
mean
don't want to make it awfully weird, but Melissa had like this leather jacket on and like ripped up jeans, and every dude in the place is like, "Whoa, check out the redhead." I'm like, "That's right, that redhead's with me." You're like, "Stop holding the door, stand in line, give me something to drink." And I'm like, "This is what you get, boys." Who's next?
No wonder I was single all those times.
Oh my God, it's.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna look back on this and then apologize to you shortly after.
Don't you don't need to apologize to me ever. I mean, I'm pretty surprised at myself. I've been pretty calm on here.
You've been
Hold it-
great too, and
hold back.
your timing's been good. Once the lag was over, you were on point, and I thank you for that. 'Cause I know this is difficult, and when people first get asked, like, "Oh, I don't know," and then even I've had people like 10 minutes in be like, "Oh my God, you were great,
I'm loving it. I thought it was great.
excellent." And someone said, "Well, I mean, I got to work tomorrow, but if not, I'd stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning. We would just keep rambling."
Right? Yeah. Who's in? We're staying up.
Right there. Give us another guest. Who's next? But I will thank you very much. I thank everybody, of course, who tuned in tonight and checked it out. If not live, thank you for the people to check it out recorded. Legend of 91 is the band. Big thanks to Mitch for coming on tonight. We played
Excellent
3
job.
of their songs. We had a great time with that. A massive, humongous thank you to Melissa. Gotta forget how
No,
to say it now.
hey Todd, I thank you.
Hey, Todd.
This is a great opportunity. This is, something completely out of my wheelhouse, out of my comfort zone, but I feel like I've been doing it forever.
No, like I said, very natural and one of
Yes.
the no disrespect to anybody, one of the best guest co-hosts I've ever had for somebody who has never done it. They just come on and be you, and that's what I said. They say be you, just talk. Because I know that you know how to get out and talk about different things.
Right.
Perfect. And your shirt says you're old fashioned, but you're very modern right here. Well, sorry, what? Damn it! All right, we're going to load up the music of St. Ricketts, The Catalyst,
Nice.
and that's what takes us out here on the night. And again, a massive thank you to everybody who tuned in. Huge thanks to Melissa. You will be seeing her again as long as she
Absolutely.
agrees to, and we'll pick some nights and do it again. Thank you, everybody. St.
Good
Ricketts,
night.
have a great night. Good night.
Bye bye.